Hi viewers, welcome to Go Loop Audio. Today we're going to look at the renovation project which happened earlier this year when a spare room became available in my house and I decided to turn it into my new music studio. So here we're looking back on how the room looked before I started the project. You can see some cracks in the plaster, marks on the walls, paint peeling off, an old carpet that needs removing. So there was plenty of work to do. So let's take a look at what we did.
There you are.
So here we are at the start of the journey. First step, to clear all the walls. So first of all I took down the old curtains. I gave these a good wash and they scrubbed up pretty well. So I was able to give these away. I always like to recycle what I don't need. Once I got those out of the way, I got the vacuum out and just cleaned off any dirt on the walls. Didn't want any of that getting into the polyfiller, which I was about to start applying. Once I'd roughly cleaned the walls, I could start with the polyfilling. This is just to fill in all of the cracks in the room to make a nice smooth surface. Mostly I could just use my hand here, sometimes a putty knife.
Day 2.
For the next job, I purchased a new toy, a Makita orbital sander. I used this to smooth off all of the parts of the walls where I'd used polyfiller. This ended up working so well, I used it on all the walls. That really helped key the surface to allow the paint to bind to the wall. Nice smooth surface there.
Day 4.
This obviously created a lot of dust in the room, so I left it a day to settle and then I gave it a good vacuuming.
Day 5.
Once I got all the dust off, it was time to give the walls a wash. I just used my paint roller for this and a bucket of warm water and fairy liquid. This just gets rid of any grease and dirt and finally prepares the walls for painting. One last step before painting, applying masking tape to all the surfaces where I don't want to spill paint. I knew I was going to get rid of the carpet, so I didn't bother protecting that.
Day 9.
Finally I could start painting now, so I got the long handled roller out. Now this served me very well. I ended up doing all the walls with this long handled roller. Just basic white emulsion paint there. I ended up doing about 3 coats and just kept going until it was just completely white. I decided to go with white so that I could provide colour later on using LED lights. Once the painting had finished, took a quick look around the room, checked for any spots that need touching up that I'd missed, plenty of ventilation and using a dehumidifier to help it dry. This was all quite early in the year, so the weather's quite cold, so it took a little bit longer to dry out. It all looked okay.
Day 14.
All the walls are done, but I still need to do the skirting board. So for this I use a gloss paint. Just went round all the skirting there. I did use masking tape on the floor this time, but that was just to stop the paint dripping onto the floor and sticking, because when you take it off it will just rip off.
Day 21.
Finally all the paint has dried and I can take up the carpet and remove it. Underneath this revealed a lot of plywood underlay, not very suitable, so I had to end up taking all of that up as well. And all this was just completely unusable, so I had to take it to the tip unfortunately. There we are, back to bare floorboards. Lots of paper that I needed to scrape off the floor as well.
Day 28.
Before the carpet could get fitted, I put down some lining paper first. This apparently stops any dust coming up through the old floorboards. That's very useful if you've got music production equipment, you don't want it to get dusty.
Day 30.
Purchased the carpet and got the same company to fit it for me. I didn't fancy giving it a go myself, having never done it before. This you can see is the underlay. I picked one with good soundproofing qualities. And here's the new carpet arriving. I couldn't get in the room and film it, the two guys were in there and it's quite a small room, so I just let them get on with it. And here you can see it finally fitted. Things starting to come together now.
Day 32.
New carpet meant that the door was a little bit tight opening and closing, so I had to take it off its hinges and give it a little trim. For this I just took it outside, put it on a bench, and then just shaved off a few millimeters.
Day 30.
Now we're back in the room. I've got the new curtain rail up and some new curtains. Door's back on its hinges as well. You can have a quick look around the room as it is. The lampshades up, the new curtains, door on the hinges, new carpet. The basics are done.
Day 45.
Time to get my existing furniture moved into the new space and also build any new furniture that I needed. So here I am with the IKEA Kallax shelving unit. I put that together. Very useful for storing lots of music production bits and bobs and keeping the room nice and tidy. Let's have a look at how it all ended up. Here's my desk moved into the room, the monitor, the keyboard, got a new chair there. Here's the IKEA Kallax stand already filled up with stuff, didn't take long. So here's how it looked before I started. And here's how it looked after I finished. Pretty happy with the results here. Great to finally be in my own space at last. Now I can crack on and produce a lot more YouTube videos and music. Thanks for watching.